Welcome to the American University of Beirut's Faculty of Agricultural and Food Sciences, FAFS lecture series. This initiative brings together scholars, industry leaders, and students to engage in dynamic discussions on pressing issues within the fields of agriculture, food security, and sustainability. Dr. Turki Faisal AL Rasheed shared his insights and research, fostering collaboration and innovation. By bridging academic theory with practical applications, we aim to inspire a new generation of leaders committed to addressing global challenges in food systems and environmental stewardship. Hosted by American University of Beirut. Moderator by Dr. Amr Olabi Dean of the Faculty of Agricultural and Food Sciences, FAFS, at the American University of Beirut. Speaker Introduction: Dr. Turki Faisal AL Rasheed, Advisor Environment, Sustainable Development Unit, ESDU, Faculty of Agricultural and Food Sciences, FAFS, American University of Beirut, AUB. Speaker Shady Hamadeh, Professor of Agriculture, American University of Beirut. Research Assistant Caroline Rajeh. Caroline Rajeh joined the team at the FAFS Dean's Office to handle research support for the faculty, American University of Beirut, AUB.
Thank you all for attending. We're really thrilled to have Dr. Turki Faisal Rasheed with us today as the speaker for this important presentation and topic. I'd like to introduce Dr. Rasheed. Dr. Rasheed is a distinguished leader in agriculture and sustainable development, serving as the founder and CEO of Golden Grass, an innovative agriculture and contracting firm based in Saudi Arabia. His extensive expertise is further exemplified through his role as a consultant at Al Ulama Management and Agricultural Consultancy Services. In academia, Dr. Rasheed is an adjunct professor at the University of Arizona's College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, where he contributes to the Department of Agriculture and Biosystems Engineering. Additionally, also here at AUB, Dr. Rasheed serves as an advisor at the Economic and Sustainable Development Unit, ESDU, the main outreach arm of the Faculty of Agriculture and Food Sciences at AUB, where he provides insights into agricultural strategies and initiatives. Dr. Rasheed is a celebrated author. He has published over 7 books, including his most recent works, Agriculture Development Strategies, The Saudi Experience, which addresses the role of agriculture in enhancing food security and promoting economic growth. And he also co-authored Public Governance and Strategic Management Capabilities, Public Governance in the Gulf States. He also edited the book entitled Sustainable Development Challenges in the Arab States of the Gulf in 2015, and is currently focusing on his forthcoming publication, Saudi Arabia's Transformation, Uncertainty, and Sustainability. Dr. Rasheed is recognized as the University of Arizona's Outstanding Alumnus in 2014. He is dedicated to mentoring the next generation by sharing his vast knowledge and experience. He is also a member of the National Council on U.S.-Arab Relations International Advisory Committee, further contributing to cross-cultural dialogue and collaboration. I would also add Dr. Rasheed is a frequent contributor to many high-level and high kind of visibility newspapers in the Gulf, where he writes on issues related to international politics, sustainability, agriculture, and the like, on many topics. Now, basically, we're going to have three parts for this presentation. I'm going to start by introducing, just giving you a flavor for those of you who are not maybe related to FAFS or would like to know more about the current status of FAFS, our current initiatives, and the things we're working on. This will be followed by also a brief introduction by Dr. Shadi Hmedi on ESDU's activities and initiatives. And then we'll dedicate the bulk of this time to, of course, the lecture of Dr. Rasheed. Caroline, can we go to the next slide? Yes. So, as some of you know, FAFS has a long history and tradition at AUB. It dates back in 1952. And of course, like any educational college or faculty, we focus basically on research, education, and outreach. So in terms of research and education, we try to enhance sustainable water, energy, food, and ecosystem management by addressing the global challenges, specifically climate change and the SDGs. And of course, when we're talking about climate change, we're talking about climate change mitigation due to the importance and the relevance of climate change to all our sub-disciplines and disciplines at the level of the faculty. We also try to foster sustainable solutions by promoting innovative, sustainable approaches to food systems, nutrition, and environment resilience, ensuring that the health and the well-being of communities across Lebanon and the MENA region and beyond are addressed through the research we do, through the education we provide to our students, and the different activities we conduct. One of our core missions also is to empower communities. Of course, we have a long history of dealing with communities, whether agricultural communities, agri-food in general related communities, and of course, ESDU is very central in terms of these activities. So here we try to provide these communities with the knowledge and tools to adapt to climate change and mitigate the effects of the environmental changes that are occurring, and trying to secure a better situation in terms of the food and water security. Thank you, Dean Sidani, for attending. And finally, we would like also, and we try to promote cross-sector collaboration. In today's world, one cannot really work in a silo, in a single discipline, or even in a single category. One needs to work with all the different stakeholders, with all the different players, all the people in different disciplines, whether engineering, IT, humanities, you name it. Because today's solutions will require the basically cooperation and the collaboration of all of these actors. So here we try to foster work, of course, naturally in the agri-food system, but also with our colleagues from public health, from the environmental related majors, from the business school, to basically address all of these challenges and basically create better and more sustainable and successful solutions for all of these challenges. So I'd like again to welcome all the audience present, to welcome Dr. Rasheed, and to give the floor to Dr. Ahmed at this stage. Thank you.
Yeah, hello and welcome everybody. Thank you, Ammar. You said it all. Few things to add. We're extremely pleased to have Dr. Turki Faisal AL Rasheed on board as an advisor to our Environmental and Sustainable Development Unit. Actually, our journey started a couple of years ago, where Dr. Turki Faisal AL Rasheed was pushing for a big project on social agriculture, and this is what the SDU does. You know, at the essence of the SDU work is social agriculture, promoting sustainable agriculture for rural livelihoods. And of course, we host a master in rural community development. So Dr. Turki was basically promoting a big project to be implemented by the FAFS AUB on social agriculture, of course, to be funded by the Gulf. And then you know what happened. Lebanon was not on the Gulf map anymore. However, there is now kind of a revival, you know, of interest, and together with Dr. Turki, we are basically trying to redevelop the initiative. Caroline, can I have a couple of slides? Yes. So basically, what we are trying to build a file. We are currently mapping all what is known as the nexus resources in Lebanon, water, energy related to food, and to try to come up with a certain, let's say, a green infrastructure map for Lebanon that would be translated into a small local development project for maybe 100 Lebanese villages, okay, to be put in a portfolio. And I'm pleased that, to say that Dr. Turki is basically helping us, okay, to make Lebanon great again, okay, and to reposition Lebanon on the Saudi radar. So this is what we're after. Let me also inform you that Dr. Rasheed was generous and enough to he's gonna basically he's basically committed to an award, okay, through the FAFS, to the Keepers of the Land Award at the SDU, to provide outstanding students, okay, with award on their final year project. Caroline, do I have an additional slide? That's it, I think, Mahak.
Yes, these are the slides.
All right, so this is basically in a nutshell. I don't want to take more time, and I rest the floor to Dr. Turki. It's all yours.
Assalamu alaikum. Is it my turn now?
Yes.
Yes, please.
It's very hard to compete with such a two lovely person, the Dean and Dr. Shadi, and it's very hard to compete, but we'll try to do something here. Can you put my PowerPoint, please?
Tfadal, Doctor. I think it's showing now.
Marhaba. My talk today, as you could see in the screen, we're talking mainly about social agriculture. The next slide, please. Yes. Unlocking sustainability or sustainable future. Social agriculture stand at the forefront of the revolutionizing our food system, weaving together the thread of food security, poverty alleviation, and economic empowerment into a vibrant tapestry of growth and resilience. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to link agriculture, because if anybody think agriculture is nothing but growing food and farmer, I tell them, I'm sorry, you're on the wrong track, or at least I am on a different track. Next, please. Okay, it is a privilege really to address such a wonderful teams, such a very knowledgeable people, to address them, the faculties of food and science at the University of Beirut, which is one of the most respectable universities in the Arab world. I'm trying to put here the key question. How could we achieve the United Nations 17 development goals in the post-war Lebanon and the Arab world in general? If anybody think Lebanon is a different story than the other Arab world, they're all the same, pretty much the same. The backdrops of Lebanon, a country rich in culture, heritage, yet scattered by years of civil strife, present both a unique challenge and a remarkable opportunity. The lesson learned from Lebanon past will guide us as we navigate toward recovery and toward more of a sustainable development. We will explore here the interconnecting between the 17 SDGs, social agriculture, and the potential of revitalizing community in a post-war context. In September, I'll just take you very quickly, what is 17 SDGs? 17 SDGs, there is an earlier stage which is called the MDGs, which is the context of sustainable development. In September 2000, leaders of 189 countries gathered at the United Nations headquarters, and they signed a Millennium Declaration committing to achieve 8 measurable goals by 2015. Surprisingly, they have major success. They really made a big success. Those goals ranged from having extreme poverty, gender equality, and child mortality. The MDGs were revolutionary, providing a common language for global agreement. Surprisingly, it had a major success. While sustainable achievements were made under MDGs, the progress were uneven. Of course, some countries had good, some countries had bad, but mainly because of conflict and instability, they lagged behind. The expiration or the success of the MDGs in 2015 have made a new discussion, need for a new era, a new program, more inclusive development agenda. This is here, I am putting on the screen the 8 development goals, which was a major success for the entire world communities. As I said, some were down, some were up, but mainly they had a major success. Sustainable Development Goal is the outcome of this dialogue was a 2030 agenda for the 17 SDGs. The SDGs emphasize in the interconnectedness of social, economic, and environment dimension of development, advocating for a holistic approach. So, as I said, there is a major question. How could agriculture make development goals be achievable in all aspects? Let's talk about here the relevance of SDGs in post-war or post-war context. The United Nations 17 SDGs provide a comprehensive framework for addressing the multi-affected challenges faced by post-war society like Lebanon, as we could seek to rebuild, revitalize those communities. It is essential to understand how each of these 17 development goals could apply in our context. This is here, I put on the screen the 17 development goals, which is, I'm sure you all knows about it in details. But here is something I would like to share with you. I am working now in a book which is linking food security in Saudi Arabia and the Arab world. And I put a survey, I asked the question, food security is a key political dimension of agriculture development. Please notice, political dimension. So I am linking in your mind, and that's what I'm trying to do, is agriculture, it's all politics. We'll come to a second question, it will be more interesting. So as I could see, a political dimension, 32%, they fully agree, and 53% they do agree. So we could see where we at in here. Now, here is an interesting question. I was really surprised myself with the result. If we took 1 kilo or 1 sample of wheat and we analyze it, I say 12% is protein, but 88% is a political decision, is a public policy decision. I want to see how would they take it. Very surprisingly, 59% strongly agree. Look at the other one, 32%, they agree. So what does it mean? 92% they agree, with that assumption. I was very happy with this result because this is one of the things that was in my mind. Wheat, agriculture is politics. Next. Then we go to look at the bigger picture. Urban agriculture, fostering economic growth and community cohesion. As you could see, almost 30% strongly agree and 40% agree. That's about 70%. Now we go with confronting water scarcity. Let's face it, the major problem in Saudi Arabia, and I will agree with most of the Arab world, is water scarcity is the major challenges for sustainable agriculture development. As expected, 61 and 31, that's 92% strongly agree, and they agree. Then I go to another question. Is sustainable solution for agriculture? It's a waste management. So, as you could see, composting, recycling, burning, leaving unsold product, not sure. This is the result of their opinion on waste management. Collaborative framework for sustainable agriculture development. What is the role of government? What is the role of the private sector? What is the role of academia? And thank you, Ammar. Dean Ammar gave me, and he said there is a definition for this. If I'm not mistaken, he said, I forgot even the definition. I'm too excited. Maybe that's why.
Maybe Dr. Ahmed, the triple helix.
No, it was you, Ammar. You said there is a definition between the cooperation between public, private, and academia. You said there was a definition for that. Do you remember that definition, doctor?
Yeah. Sometimes it's called the triple helix.
Exactly. That's the one. That's the one. Thank you. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. You have a very good memory. Okay. What is the role of social agriculture? Dr. Shadi always said, oh, it's your favorite subject to talk about. It's always social agriculture. Of course, that's what I really love. Our promising strategy that align with SDGs and address the unique challenges faced by post-war Lebanon and in social agriculture. What is social agriculture? It's an innovative framework that integrates social principle with agriculture practice, emphasizing community engagement, collaboration, and empowerment. This approach not only enhances food production, but also foster a social relationship, building resilience community, building the national security. Now we go to another major problem, which is neglecting the rural area. What is the outcome? Migrating from rural area to urban. So we put that question. People migrate from rural area to urban area. Why? Why do you migrate? Well, as you could see, highly, strongly agree that is improving their standard of life, standard of living, improve their income, better social environment, better health care, better education. And you could see those are the reason why they move. Now, let's talk about why I am in love with social agriculture. What make me a Saudi, a businessman, and then I became as an academic for this magic world, which is called social agriculture. My interest in social agriculture was ignited during the State of the World Forum. If I'm not mistaken, it was in 1995. I had the privilege of meeting Dr. Muhammad Yunus, which the AUB, I think a few years ago, they also invited him, and I was very happy to meet him after 25 years. His pioneering work in microfinance, it inspired me to explore innovative solutions for social and economic challenges. How could I put my expertise in microeconomic or microfinance or microcredit, promoting social agriculture to common upliftment and sustainable development.
State of the World Forum, the inaugural event sponsored by the Gorbachev Foundation, established in 1992. Set against the stunning backdrop of San Francisco's Presidio National Park, this gathering attracts around 500 distinguished guests from across the globe, each contributing $5,000 to be part of this visionary dialogue. Over 5 days at the Fairmont Hotel, participants engage in meaningful discussions on pressing 21st century issues while enjoying exquisite cuisine crafted by celebrity chefs. This forum aims to build a global consensus on the principles and values needed as we navigate our future. Keynote speakers include world leaders like former President George Bush and British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, alongside influential figures such as John Denver and Milton Friedman, as we address themes including global security, economic revitalization, and emerging civic society. We invite future leaders to bridge the gap between past conflicts and the promise of a united tomorrow. Join us in shaping the future.
This passion led me to promote social agriculture to community and foster sustainable development. This journey of collaboration and support continued with my presentation, Harassing Agriculture and Sustainable Economic Strategies, which I had the privilege we hosted in Saudi Arabia, the COP16, where the critical import of land governments in our fight against land degradation and the promoting of ecological restoration. The COP16 was a really wonderful opportunity to discuss the role of government and the land degradation and involving all the stakeholders. Social agriculture is particularly relevant in the context of Lebanon and other Arab countries, where rural areas are often a hub for culture, human capital. This approach emphasizes the importance of collaboration by all the stakeholders, allowing local population to take ownership of their development. I put a question here. What is the role of marketing? Unlocking sustainable rural agriculture development through central marketing of local product. I was lucky to be a main speaker during the Shogam, which is all the countries from the Commonwealth. And one of the president, there was 52 president and prime minister. One of them have challenged me. And he said, what can we do? I said, well, what you can do is, it's easy for you to put a project in the capital for $1 billion, but it's very hard for you to put $1 million investment in rural area. So marketing, what do they marketing need? They need roads, they need accessibility. So they strongly agree, as you could see, over 93% on the importance of the marketing. Let's try to understand social agriculture. Social agriculture can be defined as an arrangement or a strategy that provide village farmer access to appropriate innovation and the linkage to achieve economic profitability while fostering environmental sustainability. This concept is particularly in post-war Lebanon. This is what I'm trying to promote, is we can do social agriculture to enhance the life of millions of people. The principle of social agriculture is community engagement, sustainable practice, empowerment, and collaboration. As you could see, those four are the main issue for social agriculture. I put here a collaborative framework for sustainable agriculture development. What is the role of public policy? What is the role of government? What are the role of private sector? What are the role of the academia? What are the role of the international institution? Well, as you could see, nearly 70% strongly agree, and almost 25% they agree. So we could see that important. What is the aim and objective of social agriculture? There is three aims: long-term, short-term, medium-term. The objective of social agriculture, the short-term benefits such as addressing the immediate agriculture challenges. The long-term, a goal that integrates sustainable practice in the national development. The short-term, addressing a specific agriculture challenges such as improving crop yield, improving and enhance the food security. What is the medium term? Introducing sustainable agriculture practice to improve the income and the healthy lifestyle of the villagers. What is the long term? The long term is a sustainable social agriculture program into Lebanon, foreigner aid, and trying to withstand the future shocks and challenges. What is the importance of social agriculture? The significance of social agriculture cannot be overstated. It serves as a vital tool. One notable example, I'm putting a practical example. If we took the 1,200 villages in Lebanon, and we could provide them with 100,000 riyals, which is it's about $26,000 to $28,000. It has the potential directly to improve the life of 200-person individual. Such initiative not only highlight the effectiveness of collaboration effort, but also demonstrate our commitment to uplifting communities in need. Economic revolutionizing, creating opportunity, social cohesion, environment restoration, all this could improve the life of so many, especially the neglected rural area. I put here a question: what is the importance of social agriculture in achieving sustainable agriculture development? As you could see, 40% fully agree or strongly agree, and almost 38% they agree. How do we implement strategies for social agriculture? We implement social agriculture require a collaboration. It's a collaboration approach to involve government, private sector, local community, education, and capacity building initiatives are essential to empower stakeholders and to foster sustainable agriculture practice. Stakeholders in engagement, education and training, funding the resources, monitoring and evaluation. Who's the beneficiary of social agriculture? For me, the beneficiary are everybody, whether they are in rural or they are in urban. But the benefit of social agriculture extend to a various stakeholder. Local farmer, particularly women and youth, gain access to resources, knowledge, market, enhancing their livelihood. In 2024, Saudi Arabia leadership took a significant step. In my opinion, it was very good. And I was so happy to hear it. When they provided $10 million through King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center. Many people said, what is $10 million? It's less than 1% of what we pay before to some politician. But that $10 million goes to so many people, and it will improve their life. This initiative was formalized, was a partnership between K-Relief and Lebanon High Relief Commission, resulting the launch of 28 impactful projects across Lebanon. The ongoing social agriculture program, we have it here in Saudi Arabia, rehabilitation ancient terrace. We could have the organic farming initiative, farm to table program, local project through American University of Beirut as Ardi Ardak, Baladi Community Kitchen. Now we go to harassing organic agriculture for climate change, restoring land and combating desertification and degradation. As you could see, 22% strongly agree and 37% agree. What are the challenges? There is nothing without challenges. Challenges in implementing social agriculture. The number one constraint is finance. The second one is the urban migration. People move from rural, resistant to change, and climate vulnerability, as we could see it. The collaborative action against climate change, we could see that is government play a major role, private sector play a role, and civil society, local and international, and those are the question and reply for the survey. To conclude my talk, the multifunctionality of social agriculture, it's a multifunctional strategy. It's emphasized in the relation between rural and urban community, consumer and stakeholder. Small, medium-scale farmer require income and access to a new market to improve their living standard. Social agriculture focus on combining farming activity with therapeutic, educational, and community service goal. As we confront the reality of land degradation, especially in arid region, social agriculture, it's one of the best tools, a pathway to restore degradation land and improve the livelihood. By fostering collaboration among stakeholders, we can cultivate resilience agriculture landscape for the benefit for all. Resilience in crisis, as you could see here, what does it mean to us? Next. Thank you for your attention, and thank you for taking giving me this opportunity. I look forward to our discussion on advancing social agriculture to combat desertification. Let us work together to transfer Lebanon and the Arab world into a thriving, resilient community that embrace sustainable and inclusivity. Next. For more detail about what I just talked about, this book here in Arabic, and this book here, it was published first in 2012, and I have put the second edition in 2022. Thank you for the opportunity again.
Thank you, Dr. Rasheed, for this valuable, informative presentation. I think now we can open the floor to questions. You can just unmute, please, and ask the question. And
discussed this issue personally long time ago. And basically, we agree the best development is to go that route, to develop social agriculture into the rural society in Lebanon. And then the political situation between Lebanon and Saudi Arabia didn't allow any funding to come this direction. Now, after this lecture, and we see the changes going in the region here, do you expect some funding to come this direction for social agriculture in Lebanon and involving AUB, let us say, as part of it?
Well, let me take you to the memory. In 2018,
the AUB hosted the talk, and you were there with the ambassador of Saudi Arabia, with so many people there. And when we said we should give the money directly to institutions in Lebanon, we should promote directly to the farmer. And I remember when I said not a single dollar should be paid to the politician. So we were hoping then it will trickle down the economy. It didn't. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, there was some applause there about this statement. That was in 2018. And 7 years later, or 6 years later, Saudi Arabia have made an initiative of $10 million that goes directly. So when a government make a $10 million, they evaluated it. And as you could see, Saudi Arabia now, they do two things. If it's a development, they will do it within institution. Like, I don't know whether you are aware of it, but Saudi Arabia have created 6 companies by the PIF. The first one was the Saudi-Egyptian investment, and then one for Jordan, one for Iraq, and I think the amount was about more than $90 billion. That goes for development, but it will be based on accountability, credibility, transparency, all the rules and regulation that will be not to be used against the country, or they took it over and then destroy it. So to answer your question, yes, and a big yes.
Thank you. We'll continue talking, and Dr. Alabi will be following up with us, okay?
Other questions from the audience?
Hello, may I have a question?
Yes, please. Dr. Aladdin, تفضل.
Okay, thanks, Dr. Turki, for this insightful lecture. It's clear that Saudi Arabia holds a significant advantage in social agriculture with a key lessons to be drawn for other nations. Based on your experience, how can Lebanon leverage its unique agriculture resources to promote social agriculture as a tool for sustainable development? And what type of policies can Lebanon government create given the complex economic and political crisis that Lebanon suffers from today?
Okay, Huda, let me tell what I understand from your question. Your question is, what can we do? If that's the question, thanks to AUB, they have hosted me in 2018, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and we talked about social agriculture. Dr. Ammar, Dr. Isam, and Dr. Shadi, they were all there, that I remember. So we were promoting microcredit for the small farmers in Lebanon. And the AUB was already, have taken that initiative long time ago. So Saudi Arabia, what can we do is, at the moment we are talking, $10 million already been at place and it was being implemented. We need to talk more. We need to prepare. And I would like Dr. Ammar or Dr. Shadi could explain the things that is AUB have done. They have done a lot of great work. And this is what we are trying to do, is to highlight it, this issue, and we are ready. The AUB is ready to take that initiative. Now, how will the Saudi government with the Lebanese government could work, I don't know. How will the Saudi government work directly with the local government? I think King Salman Relief already have established this because they're already working with 28 different stakeholders. I hope I answer your question.
Yeah,
Yes, doctor.
allow me here
Thank
to,
you.
Dr. Alauddin, I may add, I may add something to, because Dr. Turki mentioned that we did a lot. Let me give you a very practical example, we at the Environment and Sustainable Development Unit, we believe in social agriculture and local food systems. And you know that Lebanon is a big importer in terms of food. So when the crisis hit, and the double crisis, everybody, was basically panicking. And then we said, man, we have something, a very local food system, extremely important. It's called the Mooney. And everybody started, not taking it seriously. And look at what happened, in 3 years of crisis, the Mooney sector jumped from $50 million, as being just a local social systems, providing livestock to so many women, so many small producers. And now it is structuring into a major sector, and it is a social agriculture sector because it's based on small producer and rural women, rural youth, coming up with nice startups. And it is developing into a major import and export sector, okay, with many traditional products that were underestimated, okay, in Lebanon, such as kishk and za'atar, for example, and dubs al-rumman. These are basically turning now into major, of course, extremely important for the food security in rural areas, but also as an export, potential for the large Lebanese diasporas, including the Lebanese that we have in Saudi Arabia. So this is just a practical example on how we can do things. Now, on the policy side, I agree with you. We need to learn from the Saudis from the policy side, because here the policies are not very well defined for social agriculture. They're defined for Lebanese companies that are mainly merchants of fertilizer and pesticides. So we need to work on the policy side to be basically pro-social agriculture, which is not in Lebanon. So I agree with you. We need to learn from the Saudi that are basically developing their policies for the social agriculture pillars.
Thank you so much.
Can I add something, Dr. Ammar?
عفوا دكتور.
Can I add something to Dr. Shadi?
Yes, please. Yes, please. تفضل. أنا كنت بدي أسألك actually on the Saudi experience in this realm, what the policy part that Dr. Ahmed has mentioned. تفضل.
Okay, the book that is you have, which is when I published it in 2012, one of the major issues that I have promoted, and I was FAD, and they opened an office in Saudi Arabia. Now, because IFAD and those international, we're not inventing the wheels really. It's all a common sense. But what we need to do is we need to set up our mind. Saudi Arabia have decided, thanks God for that, they brought the IFAD, they brought the local producer, and then they brought the universities, and they brought the private sector with the government policy, and then they came up with what can we all do. They gathered, if you heard about the coffee, now I don't know whether you guys know it or not, but Saudi Arabia produced one of the most expensive coffee in the world. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's a 15,000 riyals, which is almost $3,000, $4,000 a kilos. Now, for the coffee, that is, they brought Aramco, and then the private sector, and all the stakeholders, and they make the Saudi coffee. And they brought all kind of function for it. Without government policy, we cannot do it. Without the IFAD, the international organization, we cannot do it. Without the University of Jizan and the University of King Saud University, putting all together, we have actually implemented it in different several area in Saudi Arabia, and it made a major success. I am hoping, I am promoting that success we had, we replicated it in Lebanon, and then we replicated it in Syria, we replicated it in Sudan, we replicated it in Egypt.
Thank you, Dr. Rashid. I know there are a lot of initiatives in Saudi Arabia related to the culinary, the art and culinary, local heritage, cuisine, food system, all of these things. So this is also to encourage these initiatives. I mean, to kind of promote social agriculture. And they're working with a lot of, big consulting bodies in the world and, experts from the whole region, from what also Dr. Hamedi had shared with me. So this falls into the realm of this approach, isn't it? Kind of promoting certain specific products and regional kind of.
Well, let me remind you. I mean, you know it 10 times better than I am. But when the European, I forgot which country, they have supported the AUB to launch the native chicken in Yemen. You did a fantastic job there. And it was one of those projects that is AUB, the government of Yemen, or the local people of Yemen, at the same time with the European, I forgot the name, I think it was Brussels or Holland. They have, what is it? Shu?
The Dutch Ruwaf, the Urban Agricultural Center on Urban Agriculture.
Okay, so
we implemented this project, yes.
And then you made it in Yemen. So
yes, in Sana'a, Yemen, yes.
Yes, and then also you made urban farming in Jordan, and you have a major success in Jordan. Now, Shadi and you yourself, you could talk much more and better than I am. I just know the headline of this.
Shadi, would you like to comment on the current project that TSU is managing, the green projects by the Arab Fund?
Yes,
because
sure.
This also.
Yeah,
yes.
Dr. Rashid is aware of that. Presently, we've been commissioned by the Arab Fund for Economic and Social Development, based in Kuwait, but I'm sure that with heavy investment from Saudi Arabia, I mean, to implement a pilot green projects in Lebanon, okay, to commission for about 15 projects, small projects, local development projects that are innovative and green. In green, I mean, all eco-friendly, but at the same time economically feasible, and at the same time with social impact. Okay, so we are now in the phase of implementation. This is a pilot project that may be scaled up, in case of of success. So we're basically right now, this is what we're doing right now. Of course, we have so many other projects, but I'm not going to go into details. But if you look around at so many funding agencies and international centers, okay, social agriculture comes at one of the priorities, to either mitigate or limit the damages of climate change. Like Dr. Rashid mentioned, the COP16. I mean, that was a major, concept there.
Dean Sidani, as if I may have missed your hand. You raised your hand, please, Dr. Sidani.
Thank you. No worries. The question was kind of answered. Thank you very much first for this talk. It was quite insightful. I come from the private sector, so a lot of the discussion is not something that that I do every day, but I cannot help but think about the role of the private sector. You kind of answered this I wanted some examples of public-private partnerships towards the ends that you are suggesting. And you talked a lot about policy, but I wonder about whether we have some examples where, the private sector, how to engage the private sector more in those in those things. Are there some examples that in Saudi Arabia that have been done, or something that we can use from our end as a business school to enrich that type of engagement?
اتفضل Dr. Rashid. There's the example of the coffee product that you mentioned, but I'm sure there are many others. Yeah.
أول شيء نرحب فيك دكتور يوسف. It's a pleasure to have you here.
أهلا فيك.
إنه
أتذكر أنه من المواضيع اللي ناقشناها في جامعة أريزونا أنه من الأهمية جدا أنه الإلر سكول اللي هو البزنس سكول أنه لازم تفتحون كورسات أو تفتحون سبيشال ميجر ب as we could see now كثير من many people from the private sector are going to be on the major to be a decision maker on the public. So there is a lot of migration from private sector to public sector. And as you could see, when a private sector, they move to the public sector, because in the private sector, it's a very known, lower your cost, increase your profit. But when you go to the public sector, it's a completely different environment. And now, as we could see, there is many people are moving back and forth. As you could see, Elon Musk has taken the largest position in the world for whatever word you want to use, but restructuring the whole government. He never worked in a government before in his life. So the relationship between private and public, it's became now so loose. It's not anymore which is we're in the private, we're in the public. And I was interested in this subject back in 2018, I believe, or 2017. And that's when we launched the book, which is the public, the public sector's capabilities, the capabilities of the GCC. And Saudi Arabia, one of the major aspects of the success of Vision 2030, when Saudi Arabia launched 2030, they discovered the majority of the public sector leaders are not capable to do anything because they are used to the blah, 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 blah. Now, what they did, it's either they imported all foreigners or they take a very successful people from the private sector and put them in charge. I know a lot of Saudis, they have cut, I'll give you, they took their income and they cut it maybe by 80%. And they start to work for the government. Why? Make that transformation. So my answer to you now is the public and the private, they start to intertwine with each other for a common goal. We could see before, government only work for government, private only private. Now we could see going back and forth. I hope I put some little lights in your head just for something to think about it. I don't know whether I succeed or not.
Thank you. Let me add.
Thank you.
Let me add, Ammar, let me add something
Please.
to what Turkey has said for Dr. Sidan.
We're not hearing you, Shadi. Okay, now we can hear you,
Spin
Shadi.
out company out of universities,
Shadi, before we couldn't hear you. Now we started hearing you. If you want to repeat.
That's fine, Ammar. No, I was just saying that the academia could play a role in engaging the private sector, through proper accelerators, having
spin-off companies and incubators.
Innovative content. Yes. Ammar, okay. We have another meeting with Dr. Turki with the development office.
I was going to say, unless there's a last-minute question, I think just to stick to the time that we had, planned for this presentation. I want to thank Dr. Rasheed again for his engagement with the faculty, with his efforts as advisor of ESDU, and his continuous advice and support. Thank you all for attending, and look forward for more interaction on this topic and other topics with Dr. Rasheed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching the meeting, hosted by American University of Beirut, AUB Faculty of Agricultural and Food Sciences, FAFS lecture. This initiative brings together scholars, industry leaders, and students to engage in dynamic discussions on pressing issues within the fields of agriculture, food security, and sustainability. Dr. Turki Faisal AL Rasheed shared his insights and research, fostering collaboration and innovation. By bridging academic theory with practical applications, we aim to inspire a new generation of leaders committed to addressing global challenges in food systems and environmental stewardship. Series The meeting title is Revitalizing Post-War Lebanon and the Arab World, Navigating Opportunities and Challenges Through Sustainable Development. Moderator by Dr. Amer Olabidin of the Faculty of Agricultural and Food Sciences, FAFS, at the American University of Beirut. Speaker Introduction: Dr. Turki Faisal AL Rasheed, Advisor Environment, Sustainable Development Unit, ESDU, Faculty of Agricultural and Food Sciences, FAFS, American University of Beirut, AUB. Speaker Shady Hamadeh, Professor of Agriculture, American University of Beirut. Research Assistant Caroline Rajeh. Caroline Rajeh joined the team at the FAFS Dean's Office to handle research support for the faculty, American University of Beirut, AUB. QA participants Isam Bashur, Dr. Hoda Alaeddin, Yusuf Sidani. Thanks for watching the meeting. For more information, visit www.tfrashi.org or visit our social media channel.